Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 100. So to solve this, I'm going to start by taking the power of 5 on both sides. So now I have x to the power of x to the power of 5 to the power of 5 is equal to 100 to the power of 5. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is the same thing as a to the power of m times n. And a to the power of m times n, that's the same thing as a to the power of n times m. We can switch the places of these two. Now, if a to the power of m times n is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n, then this means that a to the power of n times m, this must equal a to the power of n to the power of m. And because all of these are equal to each other, this means that a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So over here, we have x to the power of x to the power of 5 to the power of 5, and we can think of x to the power of 5 as m and 5 as n. So if I switch those two places, I get x to the power of 5 to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 100 to the power of 5. Now 100, I'm going to rewrite that as 10 squared. So now I have x to the power of 5 to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 10 squared to the power of 5. And this is the same thing as x to the power of 5 to the power of x to the power of 5 is equal to 10 to the power of 10. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, this means that a is equal to b. So x to the power of 5 is equal to 10, meaning x is equal to the fifth root of 10. Alright, so in this problem, I have a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x plus a to the power of x is equal to 8. So to solve this, I'm going to first start by replacing 8 with 2 to the power of 3. So now I have 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 3. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is the same thing as a to the power of n to the power of m. So 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x, that's the same thing as 2 to the power of x to the power of 3. So now I have 2 to the power of x to the power of 3 plus 2 to the power of x to the power of 3 plus 2 to the power of x to the power of 3 plus 2 to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 2 to the power of 3. Now, this is the same thing as a to the power of m times n. So now I have 2 to the power of 3x plus 2 to the power of 3x plus 2 to the power of 3x plus 2 to the power of 3x is equal to 2 to the power of 3. Now if I factor out 2 to the power of 3x, I get 2 to the power of 3x times 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 to the power of 3, which is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3x times 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 3. Now 4, this is the same thing as 2 squared. And I can divide both sides by 2 squared. So then these two cancel out. So now I have 2 to the power of 3x is equal to 2 to the power of 3 over 2 to the power of 2. And 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 2, that's equal to 2 to the power of 3 minus 2, which is equal to 2 to the power of 1. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n, this means that m is equal to n. So in this case, 3x is equal to 1, and if I divide both sides by 3, I get x is equal to 1/3. Alright, so in this problem, I have x minus 4 to the power 4 is equal to x to the power 4. So to start, I'm going to rewrite this as x minus 4 squared to the power of 2 is equal to x squared to the power of 2. And now I'm going to subtract both sides by x squared to the power of 2. So then these two cancel out. And now I have x minus 4 squared to the power of 2 minus x squared to the power of 2 is equal to 0. Now if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, this is equal to x minus 4 squared plus x squared times x minus 4 squared minus x squared is equal to 0. Now, if I expand this, I get x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus x squared times x squared minus 8x plus 16 minus x squared is equal to 0. So this gives me 2x squared minus 8x plus 16 times, these two cancel out, negative 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. So now we have two equations. We have 2x squared minus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0, and we have negative 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. So for negative 8x plus 16 equals 0, I'm going to add 8x on both sides. These two cancel out, so I get 8x equals 16, and now if I divide both sides by 8, I get x is equal to 2. Now for 2x squared minus 8x plus 16, I can factor out 2, so I get x squared minus 4x plus 8 is equal to 0. And now this is the same thing as negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, a is 1, b is negative 4, and c is 8. So I get x equals negative of negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 8, all over 2a, so 2 times 1. Now this is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared, which is 16, minus 32 over 2, which is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 16 over 2, which is equal to 4 plus or minus 4i over 2, which is equal to 2 plus or minus 2i.